goes. Thank you so much. I will now let you take it away.
Thank you. So we're evika. We started a website called evika. A little bit of a backstory first, I think. Adam and I actually come from the robotics world, so we deal with high-tech innovation. We stepped out of the startup that we were part of, and we were looking for new challenges. Adam's mom runs a clinic in Toronto, assistive technology clinic, which helps people with disabilities, and these are complex disabilities. Think about ALS, Parkinson's, CP, very long-term difficult conditions with disabilities that need a lot of technology to help people. Talking about eye gaze, electromyography, lots of very complicated sounding technologies. And we found that the occupational therapists and speech language pathologists that were working there always gravitated to technologies that they were already aware of, that had been on the market for 5-10 years, that salespeople had come around to show them, of course. And we said, well, there's new technology, right? I just heard about something that came out last month. Have you heard about this? And they asked us, well, no, like, how am I supposed to know about all of this stuff? So we figured, well, that's our challenge, right? We're in high-tech innovation. How do we bring this to the people that need it? The professionals in healthcare, but also the people who have the disability, who want to find out what is there out there for me. And they don't always know exactly what to search for, right? These are complicated medical terms. They don't know how to search for the things that they really need. So we decided, well, if there's another approach, a website that hosts all of this information and that you can search easily and find what you're looking for. So I'll share my screen now, unless Adam, you have something to add.
No, I mean, I think we've been doing this for a few years. We have about 3,000 products up on the site now, different technologies that Paul's gonna, walk you through. And it's all about education, right? So it's being able to get educated at a glance about technologies and tips and strategies for living with disability or caring for those who have them. So I'll let Paul walk you through it, and we'll go from there.
Yep. Yeah. And Adam made a good point. We branched out from just assistive technologies to more education as a whole, as an approach for a website. So this is our website, evika, and the simplest thing to do is just to start searching right away. So you can search for camping, and you'll get some cool camping gear. Just some fun things to try out. So here's some off-road wheelchairs, some cool all-terrain mobility devices, bags and umbrellas and LED flashlights, things like that. But maybe an easier way to search or a way to get more targeted information is use the search filters. So I'll just do that again. It's right here by getting started. You bring up these search filters and you can say exactly what you're looking for, like a wheelchair, for example. But we can also try and look for something more general and fun. For example, what if we looked for, let's start with eating. So eating is pretty broad. It's an activity that you can do. Let's see what kind of devices we get for it. So here we right away get a whole bunch of devices for, gripping, robotic feeders, cutlery, things like that. We can try and make this a little bit more specific. You're looking for your child maybe, so we can add pediatric. And now what it's going to do, it's going to look for products that are both pediatric and eating devices. So we're looking at this robotic eaters for pediatric and eating. This chair is great for children to have their dinner at. We have the Easy Hold. These are extra grips for holding cutlery. some chairs. So now we're starting to get into just pediatric devices. Let's try one more fun one. I guess let's just type fun. Let's see what there is for pediatric and fun. There might be some cool devices that you haven't discovered yet that could help your child just have fun and play around. So right here we're seeing Drive Medical. They made a nebulizer, something to give medication to a child. That looks like a fun approach to a medical device, right? We can click on find a vendor if you're interested to buy this, and right away we can see there's two vendors that sell it, Drive Medical directly, or there's Rehab Mart where you can buy it. There's a price listed. You can hit shop and it will bring you to that website.
Yeah, I guess it's important for people to realize that so evika.io is not a place to purchase, it's only a place to educate. So our intention is, get all the products on there, try to list as many vendors as we can so you can do some price comparisons or quickly shop around for someone that's local to you or that's the right price for you, and give you the links out. It's more like well, I guess in Expedia, you can actually purchase flights. So we stop short of that, but it does give you the ability to do the price comparisons very quickly.
One thing that we offer right here, if I just scroll down a little bit, is funding sources. So we're giving information here about this product. So this is covered by Medicare. I had no idea that Medicare covered these children's nebulizers. That's awesome, right? So here you have the code, everything that you need. And if you need some instructions, we can take you to the Medicare website that gives you a little bit more information on how to apply for this device.
I think that's a really neat feature because often when I'm, interacting with families, they're not aware that a lot of the equipment that they're purchasing out of pocket could be covered by Medicaid or insurance. So I really appreciate that you guys have, gone the step further and thought about that.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and we found that as well. And this is a great way to search for it. In fact, if I go back to search,
and while Paul's doing that, I mean, it's one of the biggest challenges everywhere, and we're doing our best to try to keep up with it. I mean, as we encounter new products, and we have a team that's constantly scouring the internet and the world for new devices and adding them to the system. So the database is constantly growing, and as they find them, they're always trying to cross-reference them against funding sources. So we're trying to keep all of that up to date as best we can.
Yep. And so we have a couple of funding sources listed here. This assistive device program, something in Ontario. I think we're more interested in Medicare, so let's add that to the list. And hopefully we'll see the products that are actually funded bounce to the top of the search. Like I said, you might find some products that are not actually funded when you go down further the list. But the top search results should be fun, pediatric, and funded by Medicare. So now we're looking at, there's another nebulizer as well. There's the hip orthosis, some really cool standing and eating devices. And there's a whole bunch of toys.
And I do have a question because here, and I know you guys are homed in Canada, correct?
That's right.
Are there any, like the funding source, do you work with Medicaid at all, or do you list any funding through Medicaid?
So we don't work with these organizations directly. We try to find all the information that we can. So if we find a list of devices that are supported by Medicaid, we'll take that list, we'll go out on the internet, we'll search all the products on that list, add all the information to it, so that now that's a searchable list for you. Yeah, so absolutely. And we have this little bubble down here saying, how can we improve? Please do leave us a note if you said, hey, I can't find anything that's sponsored by Medicaid. Even better, if you have a list that you want to see on here, send us a list and we'll do all the research for it. So that's a little bit about searching. So the filters, like I said, there's lots of different types of filters. You can look for device types such as communication devices, wheelchairs. You can look for funding sources. You can even look for specific vendors. If you only want to buy something from Amazon, you just add that to a list, and now products that you can buy through Amazon are bounced to the top. And you can even search by condition, so ALS, maybe even cancer. That we can add that to the list, and we can narrow down our search even more. So lots of opportunity here to search for unknown devices, things you didn't even know you needed to search for.
That's kind of another motivation for us is more of this holistic approach, where you know, someone with a mobility issue, you know, might search for a wheelchair, and there might be sites that can help them search for a wheelchair. But what we really wanted, what we're striving for, and we continue to strive for, is, you know, you put in information about your life, and we try to provide you with recommendations to how to enable, you know, that life, and not just, you know, to get through it, but to enjoy it, right? I mean, this is all about everyone should have the opportunity to enjoy their lives. So this is what we're striving for here.
Yep.
And I apologize if I'm getting ahead of myself, but would someone need to create a membership in order to stay up to date, or they just come on the website, search for what they need as as needed basis?
Yeah, so there's no need to sign up or to create a user account. You can just come to the website and get all the information you need. We do have functions that if you do sign up, you get to take part in. For example, we have a lot of learning material. So if you sign up to our newsletter, there's a little pop-up down here. We can keep you up to date about the latest technology. Here is, for example, Marky. She makes these great videos, whether you should buy a wheelchair from Amazon or through an authorized vendor, how to achieve your goals. So she makes a lot of cool content. We also have an author here, Laurie Crosby. She has a spinal cord injury, and she writes really interesting articles. As you can see, there's some adult themed content here. You know, we want to make sure that all the people that visit our website, they get to live a full life, right? And we're not afraid to touch all facets of life. Here's a cool article that's a little bit more appropriate for children, I guess. How to take care of your pets. So some cool technologies and strategies on you know, making sure that your pet has you have fun with your pet. So there's some really cool toys and automation things here. I think what's also really important is to provide coping mechanisms for parents, ways for parents to strategize, financial planning. There's a lot of education out there that's just missing. So we try to cover that as you do as well with webinars. So here's one of our webinars, you know, raising a child with complex needs, starting the journey, right? So like, how do you get prepared for the challenges that your family might face? And how do you avoid common mistakes that parents might make? Another great one that I can highly recommend is Advocating for Your Child with Complex Needs. This is by Dr. Naomi Greifs. You can just sign up, and then you're brought to the webinar. Naomi did a great webinar about, you know, as a parent, how do I advocate for my child when I'm in the doctor's office, when I'm facing the doctor, and you know, I need to make sure that they're being looked at, they're seeing the right specialists, and that I understand the next steps. So she's a clinical health psychologist, so she's also a healthcare professional, but she's also the mom of 3 children, one of which had severe complex medical needs. So she was in and out of the hospital half of the day, every day. Yeah, she lived in the hospital pretty much. So she gives some great insights that's definitely worth looking at for any parent that's going through this. I think here's just strategies and really a great approach to helping parents.
I really like the educational component the website. I did read, I don't know where I found it, that families could go and maybe read some reviews or some training guides, or some guides from trained professionals. That's what I want.
Yeah, so there is some guides that we add. Let me go back to eating, for example. I know there's a product here that's interesting. I really like this Obi eating device. I think they did a great job with that. When we go down to the tabs, of course, we know where to buy it. But there's also some more details like the clinical guide. This helps professionals, but also parents understand when to use this device, if it's appropriate for the person who has a disability. So what are their functional disabilities for the person who's using it? In what environment should this product be used? What activities can you do with this device? So obviously this one's meant for eating, but it talks about, there's sip and puff attachments and things like that you can use to augment this product. There are also reviews. Unfortunately, we don't have any reviews on this product yet. We definitely encourage everyone to share your opinion to help other parents understand if this is a good product for their family.
Yeah, sorry, one thing I just want to add about the clinical guides. There's a lot of products out there, and one of the hardest parts is sort of, there's a lot of noise. You don't know what's appropriate for you. You don't know when or how you're supposed to use it. So back to the original goal of this idea that at a glance, you can participate in these conversations about your own health and caring for yourself, especially through technology. So we wanted to create a way that our users could quickly understand, is this right for me? Is it right for the conditions that we're striving, the activities, the environments? I mean, is it right? So it's the right technology at the right time for the right people. That's what it's all about.
Yep. Yeah, and so I think that's us in a nutshell. This is what we do. We offer information. We started with assistive technology, but we're really branching out to show all facets of life. How to take care of your pets, how to enjoy dating, how to go to school and work. Really trying to cover the whole spectrum.
No, I think it's such a great resource and a great tool to have. I know personally, I have referred families to your website. One of the conditions that we searched for was seizures. And so we looked through a few of the devices that were on there. I don't know in the end what decision they ended up making, but I know that it was very helpful for them to just learn, what is out there to help their child, live the best life that they can. So I definitely think that this is a great thing that you guys have created here and have going on. And now, are there any blogs? I know we talked about the MS and spinal cord injury, but anything also more geared towards pediatrics. So are there any blogs from, I don't know, maybe moms or dads sharing their experiences or whatnot?
So we do have several webinars where they talk about their experiences, and I think we have a good number of webinars that really go into depth about different parts of childcare. So I talked about Naomi with the advocating for yourself in medical settings, but we also have other ones for financial planning. That's a really important one. And what's unique about our webinars is that, for example, Naomi, she's a professional, a medical professional, but she's also a parent who has been in that situation. For the financial planning one, we've also found someone who is a professional financial planner who is also a parent of a child with CP, right? So we need to have this personal touch in there. That's what we're all about. We want to understand what you're going through and relay the information that we've learned to help you.
Yeah, maybe Paul, if you want to go back to the webinars for a minute. So, I mean, we have a whole, you know, webinar series that's sort of sponsored for and targeted at parents of children with complex needs. So you can see getting started, advocating for your child, the financial planning that Paul talked about. There's a few more in here, starting the journey, and then we have one coming up that's about the importance of self-care. So we're going to be hosting an event with two mothers of children with disabilities who, you know, at different stages in the journey. Just discussing, you know, how important self-care is and some of the strategies that they've used and some of the resources they've used in order to make sure they're taking care of themselves while they're taking care of their kids.
How would a family learn about the upcoming webinars? Are they able to join live, or are they all recorded and just watch at a later time?
So we definitely recommend joining live because we want to be able to answer your questions. So if there's something that's specifically on your mind, please let us know, and then we can talk about this in our webinar. But we do also record them. Like I said, you can click watch and you can subscribe, and then as soon as you click send, you'll get brought to the actual page where the webinar is, and you can watch the video. If you want to make sure that we keep you up to date about upcoming webinars, make sure that you go into a library and subscribe to a newsletter. So if you scroll down, you'll get the newsletter here. It's also all the way at the bottom, right here. Read more article. I think I took it away. I think it's just this bubble. Yeah. So make sure to subscribe to a newsletter. And another way to find us is through social media. We're on Facebook. We have a page called Evika. So you just search for Evika, and you'll find lots of cool information as well. We like to post about you know, awareness days. We like to post about cool new technology. This is an attachment that you can add to your wheelchair to add some power. And of course, reserve your slot early for upcoming webinars. And so we want to make sure that we help our people, our visitors, get all the information they need.
Very cool. I'm definitely going to make sure to follow because I do like to share on our support group page, you know, any information, upcoming events. So I think this is an amazing resource again. I really appreciate you guys joining me to share a little bit about the website and how to navigate and search for different tools. So thank you so much for taking the time. I know you guys are very busy, so I really appreciate you doing this for us.
No problem. We're very happy to help anytime.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
this has been great. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. And I will reach out if there are any questions that come up. Is there any contact information, or should anyone who has questions go to the how can we improve and inquire there?
Yeah, so on every page, I'll just go back to the home page here. On every page, you see the how can we improve bubble. Sometimes you might need to scroll down a little bit. Feel free to contact us about anything. If you're looking for specific information, specific assistive technology, if you'd like to see new features, or if you just need some help navigating the landscape, please do reach out.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I don't know what time it is there. It's evening time for me. So
yeah, it's 7:30 here.
Okay. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. And thanks again so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.